Now to save some time, I'm not going to run through the entire mines. Just give you guys a look at what the first section looks like. It has a number of levels, and the center sections of all these levels are kind of alike, but as you get further out from the center, they differ a bit. Dega, some quest NPC. Okay, here we have skeleton warriors. It's the first things you'll find here in the mines. Oh, one other thing. Guskin Mines here has an entrance into Movopolis. Way over here on I-9. It's one of two entrances to Movopolis, the other being out of North Gustaberg. So it's often used as a shortcut to get to Bastok from here in Dem. People teleport to Dem, run in here to the mines, and through the right around the corner from the mines entrance into Movopolis, then escape from Movopolis to get into North Gustaberg, and then just run right over to the entrance to Bastok, Port Bastok. That way they don't have to go Conchant Highlands, through the Arapago Pass to North Gustaberg, down into South Gustaberg, and then into Bastok. Oops, missed a turn. Lots of ghost creatures. There's flies, there's slime creatures in here. Occasional apparitions appearing, but those are no danger. You have bogies, those are a danger. Occasionally you'll have, there's a ghost right there. You'll have treasure chests appearing here and there. Like I said, there's also good mining. Now these things, you can only have one of these three doors open at a time. So if you open the one that isn't open, if you open one of the two that isn't open now, you'll close whichever one is open, and that tends to upset people who have wandered further into the mines. Occasionally, if there are several people in the mines, you'll hear somebody shout to open the door, and then it's generally appreciated if you're near the hand levers to do so, that you could let somebody out. Otherwise, people can get from the bottom back out again, but it's generally impossible to get stuck in the mines. They've designed it so that you can always get out, but you won't necessarily be able to get out to an area where you wanted to access without assistance. Some Wendigos and whites. A little bit further down there should be, come around the corner, there should be ghouls. Actually, they're up top and around the outside edges is a better place for them. We've kind of passed where they spawn. More apparitions. They're harmless. There's a moth dog, which is an undead creature. It's the only model in the game that's referred to as a wolf, is an undead wolf. Kind of makes you wonder where all the live ones are. Okay, about here I'm going to escape out and cut over to Lethane Plateau so you can see that. Back in a moment. Okay, we're back in Lethane Plateau. We're in the south end of the zone. We'll be running north. And this area is the farming area for Sandioria. And there are outlying, according to the background, this area is pretty much mostly outside of Sandioria's control. They have some communities here and they do some farming here, but this is really the frontier as far as Sandioria is concerned. Once upon a time their influence extended further, but times are tough for Sandioria. Here we have some rock eaters and some fungi. The fungi here are great for farming crystals and mushrooms. Lots of orcs around here. Over there you see some bats. More fungi. This whole area is just fungi everywhere. There's some crabs to the southeast, and some goblins. Goblins everywhere. Now there's some fishing spots in this zone, and there are some goblin bounty hunters, but not quite so much as some other zones, because A, fishing here isn't quite as popular, and B, the wandering monsters throughout the zone pretty much pick up where the goblin bounty hunters leave off. Show you the map. We're at the southeast end of the zone. We'll be running up past the Craig of Hala, and then to the Ffxi to visit Ordell's Caverns. Orcish Stone Chucker. Orcish Neck Chopper. There's the Craig of Hala. Like the other two Craigs, north end is the teleport destination. South end is the entrance to a high-end raid area, which I haven't covered. East end is where you'll find the weapons, the tail end of the crag with the weapons, and the west end, the west side, has the entrance to a mid-level area, which is part of the Chains of Promethea storyline. Right off to my front there, west of me, is what's colloquially known as Ram Alley. This area spawns some rams, and they tend to spawn over there. Got some hares, Akbaba, strolling saplings, orcish grunts and fodder. Around the crag, you'll sometimes get question marks spawning on the ground, and those are for goblin. Those are a goblin spawn point. If you give them items, they have a chance of spawning a variable strength goblin. Sometimes it's not so hard. Sometimes he'll just take you to town, mop the floor with you. So it's always a risk to mess with that thing. But some people have a reason to want to do it. I never bothered with it myself. More orcs. Those gray standing stones that are near the crag, those aren't directly related to the crag. They are there for another reason, which we'll see shortly. More Akbabas, strolling saplings. The way we're running now is kind of a shortcut. If you teleport into Hala and want to get to Sandioria, running this way is a quicker way to go about it. It'll save you some time. Mad sheep up there. Now, right now it's raining. We have water weather, and that tends to spawn in water elementals. This is one of the places where you'd likely see them. Here at this lake, there's one right there. So if you're looking for crystals for crafting, and you can't get a party together to fight level appropriate creatures, fighting elementals is a good way to get them. Now we're directly above Ordell's Caverns right now. The pond we just passed has, if you look at it, you'll see bubbles coming up from under the water, and that's because there are caverns underneath there that are full of air. Water drips down, air bubbles up. Don't know why after so many hundreds of years the whole caverns aren't full of completely submerged in water, but I imagine there's something providing drainage.